If you've been following along for any length of time,
if you're a new subscriber.
Or if you're a new subscriber, yeah, thank you, by the way,
Yes.
if you are. You probably realize that we've been mooch stalking at our son and daughter-in-law's house in Central California. We figured while we're here, what a great time to get some small projects done on the RV. In today's video, we're going to do two small projects. One that's actually going to help free up some space in the basement, and another one that we feel is going to probably keep us a little bit safer as we travel down the road.
For sure. Can't go wrong with either project, so stick around.
Our first project today is something we've really been wanting to do for quite a while now. We finally had a chance to do it. We carry 40 feet of sewer hose in our RV. We have 20 feet up front in our basement, the storage area we call the basement. We actually have another 20 feet in the back of the RV up underneath in a tube. And that tube came with the RV when we purchased it. We recently just purchased another tube called a
Valterra Adjustable Easy Hose Carrier.
Thank you, Dina.
You're welcome, Dan.
What she said. We couldn't find the exact size. The original tube is 77 inches, give or take a little bit. This one here, I believe, goes from 50 inches up to 94 inches. So it's an adjustable tube. So we're going to install that and hopefully get that extra 20 feet out of the basement in the bag and free up a little bit of space. I have a feeling the hardest part of this project is going to be me crawling underneath the RV. Before I crawl underneath the RV, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. Now this tube, the end caps are either side's identical, so you don't have to worry about left side or right side, so that's pretty easy. It also comes with some self-tapping screws. Now I'm going to try to screw these in with my drill as is. I kind of have a feeling they may try to walk on me a little bit. It might be hard to get a perfect point to start with. If that's the case, I do have some cobalt bits that I can drill through the metal with, and if that's the case, I'll just drill a pilot hole and then drill these in. Either way, I'll let you know which one works the best. Oh, I'm not 21 anymore. Okay, so the very first thing we have to figure out is where we want to put this. So I just wanted to show you what we have right now. This is our original tube. On the left side of it, it looks like we have a couple our gas tanks, so I can't put the new tube over there. The new tube is going to have to go behind it, and it looks like right behind it, and we'll come straight to the other side. So this is what the other side of our RV looks like. And while we're down here, again, we're going to take the opportunity just to look around, maybe do some small inspections, see what, get familiar with some of the stuff underneath the RV. And again, since we're here, we might as well learn something. But our new tube will be going, we'll be screwing in right about, right just behind the original tube. Okay. Let's back that out. Believe it or not, I put that first screw in without a pilot hole. It was a lot of pressure to get it in there, but it worked. It didn't, what I was really concerned about was the screw wobbling back and forth or walking on me. It didn't do any of that, so I think we're okay. Now I can use this. This is a centerpiece for our tube. I'm going to use this as a guide for my next screw so I know where to put it. Okay. Ugh, the things we do for camping. Ugh.
And rodeo supervising.
Yeah, thank you, Rhodey, for all the help. I'm glad you could help me. Oh. Oh.
Did you make it?
Barely. Now that we have this side drilled, I separated the two halves of the tube. We're going to go ahead and install this half. I'm not going to tighten the screws down all the way, just enough to kind of hold it in place and help us line up the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to get this one started. And same with the other side. I'm not going to tighten these down all the way yet. I do want a little bit of room in case I need some kind of little adjustments on these. We have the left side started. I didn't feel too comfortable leaving that tube just hanging by itself. I was really afraid I was going to break a tab off. The tube is very light, but I figured it was better just to go ahead and brace it up just to be on the safe side. Okay, so we have the other side started, and what we're going to do is just take a measurement, make sure we have the same measurement from the rear of the RV. Okay, so this side's done. The cap's locked in place. Seems pretty solid. Now we'll go to the other side and just finish tightening down the 2 screws on the other side.
While Danny's working underneath the RV, getting metal shavings all over his face, I thought I'd jump on here. I have a question for you. Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? We'd love to have you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's okay if you've already subscribed to other RV YouTubers. Guess what? We have too. We're all a part of a great RV community. We're all here together. We're all here to help each other. And we would love nothing more than to have you join us on our journey.
Oh, I feel old. I feel real old. We've been waiting to do this for quite a long time. I know it's a simple little thing, but hoping it makes our lives a little bit easier. We completed our first project, and this is something we're actually very happy with. We've been wanting to do this.
I'm even happier because it wasn't me that had to crawl under there.
Yeah, I know. It hurts. I'm getting old. But the whole purpose for this was really just to get our extra 20 feet of sewer hose out of the basement, or out of our front storage, and underneath in the back of the RV. Very simple project. Took us probably 15 minutes if we weren't doing the video. Very easy. The only word of caution I would have on this is, again, just be careful where you drill your holes, where you're punching your holes through your beams. Make sure there's nothing behind it. The other thing, I started on our tube actually splits into 2 different pieces because it's adjustable. I started to put the first piece.
The sewer tube.
The sewer
I'm sorry.
tube.
Okay.
Yeah, the sewer tube. I started to put the first tube up and screw it down into place. I was gonna let the one end hang when I went to do the other side. Even though it's very light, I was a little afraid it might break one of the tabs off. So we did end up propping up that tube when we went back to do the second one. Now the tubes are inside of each other. It's rock solid and there's no problems. That's really kind of the only word of caution on that. Now our next project, we both kind of feel it's more of a safety right. project. And we got this information actually from one of the RV forums. We love RV forums. The people are great.
Yeah.
You get a lot of information on there. If you have any questions, people are more than happy to answer them. But this is one of the conversations we came across was on some of these RVs, I'm assuming a lot of these RVs, there's like an underbelly. And I'm just going to call it a sheet of plastic. I don't know what it's really made out of. But just picture a big sheet of plastic underneath your RV. And I think what it does is really holds in like the insulation, I'm sure some wiring and plumbing and things like that. Keeps things clean looking underneath. But what's been happening to some people is this sheet of plastic or this underbelly sheet comes loose as they're driving down the road. So now you have this big sheet hanging down. You have the potential of maybe some insulation hanging out or falling out. I've heard of people getting insulation caught in their axles and things like that. So hopefully to help prevent that, what we're going to do is we bought this aluminum angle iron. Now what we ended up going with is 3/4 by 3/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch thick, 8 feet long. Some people do use just straps. I did want something a little bit stronger than that. That's why we went with angle iron. There's no right or wrong for this. It's just we want something a little bit stronger. So what we're going to do, the whole purpose of this, we're going to run a couple of these underneath our bellies just to give it a little bit extra support. If it does happen to come loose, hopefully this is enough to stop it from falling all the way down. And
just a little bit more reinforcement.
Yeah, just a little more reinforcement. Hopefully, again, we don't want any accidents, or problems as we're going down the road.
Now, are you going to put, where are you going to put these?
So on our RV, we kind of have two sections of this plastic sheeting. We have one in the front. It's roughly maybe a 10-foot, 8-foot section. We have another one towards the back or in the center where our 3 axles are. That's a little bit bigger. So we're going to put one of these up in the front, and we'll put 2 of them in the back and space them out accordingly. And once we get down there and measure everything. So we're going to do 3 of these. I think we'll be done. Again, just a little bit of safety precaution and just hopefully one less thing to worry about.
And you say we, but it's really going to be
It's just going to be me, yeah, and it hurts. Okay. Now, we are actually a little bit further to the rear of this big belly pan because we have some lights, some LED lights underneath here, right on the frame where I'm drilling at. So we have to come just behind our LED lights. I don't want to interfere with those at all. So we're not quite in the center, but it's still not bad. So this piece of angle iron is going to be a little bit longer than what we really need. But once we get it on, we can just cut it off. It should be pretty easy. And this is strong enough that I can go ahead and tighten this down all the way on this side. Then we'll go over to the other side and do the same thing over there. We'll just tighten it down all the way once we get there. So this is our this is the angle iron that we just did. I need to get a grinder now and just grind the end of this off just so it helps clean it up a little bit. Hopefully you can see there's still quite a bit of a bow in that angle iron. Hopefully you can see that. Again, that's the whole reason why we just want to support this underbelly. So I feel a lot better. Our underbelly has a little bit of support. Hopefully we're good. But this is the front half. Now we'll go work on the back half. Now we'll go over to the other side, do the same thing. Hopefully you can see this band. It's kind of towards the back. It's probably not the ideal spot. Honestly, we're hoping to get another band in here, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. We got our second project completed, sort of. We did buy 3 pieces of angle iron. I wanted to put 1 in the front and 2 in the rear to kind of split them about 5 to 10 feet apart. Once I got underneath where I really wanted to put them, the tires and the axles was really just kind of right in the way. There's no way I can figure out how to get the one of these attached in the center. I was able to get a second one in the back, a little bit further back than I wanted to, but it's still better than having nothing at all.
Yeah. You said that the main problem was you didn't have anything to tie it off of, right? Or tie it into.
Yeah, you're tying into the I-beams, which are on the ends or the outsides of your RV. And where our tires and our axles are, that's really where I wanted to put another one, but there's just no way to get a drill up in there because everything's in the way. So we will save our piece of angle iron. Yeah. Maybe in the future I can figure out a better way of doing it or get it up in there. Maybe once the tires are off or we're changing tires or something, we can do it at that time. But we do have 2 of them. We have 1 in the front, we do have 1 in the back. And the other thing, kind of in our back section, where I really wanted to put one, our spare tire is kind of in that same spot. So it's kind of helping us out there as well.
Yeah. Honey, I hope you did tell everybody to wear safety glasses because you've got metal all over, flakes all over your face.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier. If you are going to do something like this, there's a lot of pieces of metal that get from the drill that does come down. I know it was all over my face. That's why I did have my glasses on underneath there. You're still better off with safety glasses. I'm glad we got both of these projects done. It's just a couple less things for us to worry about, and I think we're ready.
I don't think it's going to hurt at all to have them.
Not at all.
So
not at all.
Makes us feel a little bit better. So anything that makes us feel a little bit better is a good thing.
Yep.
If you haven't done so, we'd love for you to subscribe to our channel. Please hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the red bell and leave any comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. We are really trying to build a community, not just for our YouTube channel, but for fellow RVers too, whether you're full-time or not.
Great.
Yeah. So we really enjoy this community. We really love it.
Yeah.
We don't regret it doing this at all, and we'd love for you guys to be a part of it.
And remember, always live life to the fullest.